course you can. Oh, if you've come to thank me for my proxy vote so that you could take control of Melinda from Todd, it's perfectly all right. At least that is over with. Wait a minute. He came back. That's why you're carrying all this stuff. He came back to the apartment and he's kicked you out. No, Todd did not kick me out. In fact, I don't even know where he is.
Have you tried calling the son?
Yeah? All they say is he's away on business.
Well, then maybe he is. But why are you carrying that fur coat around?
Because I don't want him to get his grubby little hands on it or my jewelry. In fact, I've got a bunch of things still out in the car. Can I bring them in here? You don't mind if I leave them here, do you? Blair, you told me. You promised me that you were going to change the locks in the apartment. I did. But I'm not going to be in town for a while. Thanks to you and Cassie last night, I got complete control of Melinda. And I don't want those stock certificates sitting in a bank somewhere here in Landview, or even in this country. So, Melinda and I are off to Switzerland.
My.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want Todd getting back in town before I do, breaking in my apartment, taking all of my things. So,
Good thinking, my dear. We will put your jewelry in my safe. Carlotta can put the rest of your things away later this afternoon.
here you go.
Ooh, pretty. Todd was very generous, wasn't he? Very, very generous with the woman he loved.
Loved. Can you believe it? Here I am hiding everything that I own, going off to Switzerland to keep him from getting control of my company. And nothing but 2 weeks ago we were talking about trying to have another baby.
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
No. I'm going to do what I've got to do. But you know, you were right, Dorian.
About what?
The other day at the country club when you were waxing cynical about love and how much we were alike.
And how we all get the life we deserve.
Yeah. You always say that. But, you know, do you really think that we deserve to wind up being miserable when it comes to love? Every time? You are not blaming yourself for this, are you? No, I'm not. Believe me, I know whose fault this is. And one way or the other, Max Holden is gonna pay.
Trust me, you're doing the right thing by going to Geneva. Oh, bring me back some of those bittersweet chocolates with the nuts inside.
Good morning, Kelly.
Hi. Why are you going to Geneva? So boring. Go to Paris.
Well, I would, but this is business.
Oh, bummer. Have a safe trip.
Okay. Huh? It wasn't for anything of mine. Just
Oh, really?
Oh, it's not that red suit. I'm absolutely crazy.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Buchanan. It's Kelly Kramer. I was wondering, have you heard anything about Joey and his mom?
No, Kelly, I haven't. I haven't heard a word. Look, Kelly, this really isn't a good time for me to be talking.
Oh. Okay, well, just give me a call if you hear anything. Okay, I'm really worried about Joe. Bye.
Kelly? Why are you worried about Joe?
What's happened to him? Joey's kind of disappeared.
Disappeared where?
Well, Joey was at Rhodey's last night, and his mom came in. And she ran away from the hospital, and everybody was looking for her, and then all of a sudden there she was. Except it wasn't Joey's mom. She was his completely different personality. So freaky.
Dear God.
Well, Joey tried to keep her there, and, you know, I called his family so that they can come and get her, but there was this total loser on the phone, and she just wouldn't get off, so I didn't want to make a scene. So I ran all the way over to the Buchanan estate and got the guard and let me up to the house. But by the time we all got back to Rhodey's, Joey and his mom were gone. Except it wasn't his mom, like I told you. And nobody knows where they are.
But, Joey's with her?
Well, we all hope so. He disappeared, like, at the same time.
Kelly?
What?
Would you like to tell me what you were doing at Rhodey's last night? You went and followed David there, didn't you? When you knew that it was exactly what I did not want you to do. You went after David last night, didn't you?
Well, not really. I couldn't sleep, so I went to go take a walk. He'd been so mean the way that he told me to stay away from David, talking to me like I was Carlotta or something. No, actually, you don't even talk that way to Carlotta. Where is Carlotta? I'd like some coffee.
She has the morning off. And don't change the subject. Why did you go after David when you knew that it was against my wishes?
I just, sort of wound up where he was, that's all. Look, don't be mad. I didn't spend much time with him anyway. Look, when I got there, he was all bummed out, because of the phone call and everything, and he just took off. So I wound up hanging out with Joe. I felt so sorry for him. If you could have seen the look on his face, having to talk to his mother when it wasn't his mother at all.
Poor Joe. So how was Vicky behaving?
Kind of like a slut. She said her name was Nicky.
Oh, dear God, Nicky.
Just watching him, I almost started to cry. I remember the last time I saw my mother. They took me out of school. Remember? He paid for me to fly from Paris all the way to San Francisco.
That was many, many years ago.
I was like 12.
Honey, your mother was having a particularly hard time then. Oh, there was all this medication they were giving her.
I kept trying and trying just to tell her what I was doing in school. And, I knew I was talking too much, but, she just wouldn't say anything. So I told her all about the nuns and how mean they were, and just wanted to talk to her. But she just sat there, staring at me. And then she asked if I was the lady from the bank.
Honey, don't torment yourself.
I'm not. To watch Joey deal with his mom, he was so strong. You could tell inside he was tearing them all up, but he hung in there. For her. And what did I do? I left my mom just sit there, staring. And I ran out of that room. I miss her. I really miss her.
Kelly, I know you miss your mother. I miss Melinda, too. And maybe someday she can come back to us.
You really think so?
We can hope, can't we? In the meantime, I'm really lucky. Because it gives me the chance to play second mother to a very dear, very pretty, though somewhat rebellious young lady. However, I'm warning you, okay? I can be a fierce mother. You ask my daughter Kathy or your cousin Blair. I will not let anyone, including David, hurt you. I will always be here for you. And don't you worry. Because we Kramer women can handle anything.